Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and this is your September 2022 Tarotscope. If you're curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts, as well as links to information on personal readings and the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. Before we jump in, I would like to remind you that this is a general reading, not a personal reading, so please only take what resonates with you. I would also like to share with you that the month of September has been energetically showing up for me as being this month of transformation. Now, depending on where you're at in your soul journey, right, I feel like this is going to show up differently for everyone. For some, I feel like this may feel like an immense challenge or may be very overwhelming because I feel like there are things that are coming up that are going to trigger us that are meant to be healed, dealt with, right? Transmuted, released. And for some, because these things are so deep seated and deep rooted, it may be very difficult to overcome them, to let them go. Okay. This could be trauma, programming, wounding, right? Things, beliefs, things you've bought and sold as your own. Okay. I feel like we've been placed on this spiritual fast track, as it were. So I do feel like there are some who may not be ready for this yet, but it's almost as if divine creators like, listen, are you ready? And we're like, mm-mm. And divine creators like, okay, too bad. Time to go. Right? So be looking for those things and, pay attention to yourself, because I feel like, again, we may be being triggered and that can be very difficult to deal with. And if you are aware that this is coming in and know that you may be triggered, then it may help you to recognize that and move through it. Okay. So let's jump in, Aquarius, and see what the month has for you. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves. What does Aquarius need to know for September 2022? What is showing up or coming up for Aquarius to be healed and dealt with this month? Thank you. What is showing up? Thank you. What is showing up to be healed or dealt with for September 2022 for Aquarius? My gosh. It's really interesting. I feel like some of you may be trying to share some truths, but aren't. Which way would you like me to take this, please? Yes, okay. I feel like some of you may be struggling to express yourselves clearly. You may find yourselves tripping over your words, right? Like for some of you, which is interesting because I feel like there's this desire to open up, right? This desire to share, to think into what is true for you and to share that with other people. But I feel like for some of you, you're like tripping over your words, right? Like it feels like maybe the things aren't coming out clearly or you're struggling. That could be because of nerves as well, but it just feels like no, that's too many. I feel like there's something that some of you want to share. There it is. That you want to share, but are struggling to get the words out. Or maybe it's like you're not even sure how to put into words what you feel. Okay. Clarity on this, please. Thank you. That was wild. Okay. Let me make sure I have these off to the side and in the way that they're supposed to be. What else for Aquarius, please? How would you? Yep. Okay. Thank you. Anything? Okay. Fascinating. Based on what I'm seeing here, Aquarius, before we continue on, oftentimes when cards come up in this horizontal manner for me, it's like things can go either way. Like there are decisions that need to be made around these things. Okay. So that's a lot of decision making. Okay. So you may be in that space this month, right? Feeling called to make decisions or being put in positions to make decisions. And this could be or could have to do with the universe, creator, God, whatever it is, trying to align you with your highest timeline, with what's for your highest good, right? So I I feel like there could potentially be this opportunity to make decisions, and potentially from like a more I want to say elevated, but I feel like it because it's being shown to me like very, very high up. So I feel like it's maybe more appropriate to say from an observer's perspective, maybe not being so attached to the outcome necessarily, but choosing what is best for you. So why is this happening, or why is this coming for Aquarius, please? Why is this happening for Aquarius? On the floor. Thank you. Let me just grab that, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, there's more cards here than I thought. So let me just share with you really quickly. I am not going to be going over what's at the bottom of these decks, but I do want to show you what's here, because I was talking about that spiritual fast track, and here we have spiritual acceleration. So that's, I don't think that's an accident, Aquarius. I feel like you are part of those that are on that spiritual fast track, as it were. And I do feel like for some of you, again, this may feel very challenging. So what changes might experiencing this or working through this bring? Yes, thank you. Or why is this important for Aquarius's journey? What changes might this bring, or why is this important? Nope. What, yeah, thank you. Why is this important for Aquarius's journey, or what changes might come, please? I feel like there might be one more in here. Yep, right there. Thank you. Aquarius, we are also going to be looking at the divine masculine and divine feminine energies, checking in with them and seeing where they might be sitting for the month of September. I would like to share that simply because I use the term masculine, that does not necessarily mean those of the male gender. And simply because I use the term feminine does not mean that it applies solely to those of the female gender. We have both energies within us. You can be in one more than the other, or you can be balanced between the two. Take it as it resonates with you, okay? So please, what is going on? Yep, thank you. Thank you, Aquarius Divine Masculine. I couldn't even get the words out. It's wild. And for Aquarius Divine Feminine, please, what's going on for Aquarius Divine Feminine? What's going on for Aquarius Divine Feminine, please? Thank you. Okay, let's jump in, Aquarius, and see what you have going on. So we have here the Liberator in the reverse, or shadow attribute position, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. So here's the thing. I feel like for some of you, I feel like you're learning how to surrender control, for real. Like, I feel like, how do I word this? There is this energy that with Aquarius that I've learned, where you can be incredibly scatterbrained at points, right? Like, this is a more, I hate referring it, or I dislike referring to it this way, right? Like, but a more like negative or lower vibrational trait would be like being scatterbrained. And that being said, I feel like for some of you, you kind of combat that by trying to control everything or control a lot of things. And I feel like there is an energy here of potentially that being what, or how do I word, yes, thank you. That being interpreted or perceived by others as like a tyranny. And interestingly, for some of you, I feel like, okay, this, I don't think this is going to apply to everyone by any means, but I feel like for some of you, you may have this stance where you're like, um, it's very interesting to me, Aquarius, because it's like, how do I word this? It's like, I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you type of energy. But with that control and restriction, it's like, but you're not though. Like you could be if you wouldn't have that leash, but because you feel the need for that leash to be put on other people, right? Like it doesn't feel as good as it could. Like you really aren't the best thing because now I feel restricted, which is goes against in my like how I view Aquarius and what I've learned about Aquarius energy is that it is more that like humanitarian type of energy, right? Which is fascinating because it's like we're talking about liberation here or being a liberator. And I see Aquarius as that very much so because there is this energy to be very rebellious and independent, but also be humanitarian and friendly, right? Like it is this energy of like truly like helping people to liberate themselves. So it's a very interesting contradiction, right? I feel like this is something you're trying to learn how to balance. It's part of you essentially stepping into your true Aquarian space, like not the lower vibrational frequencies, but the more higher vibrational frequencies, right? So I feel like this could be coming up for you. And I want to lovingly say, Aquarius, I feel like there could potentially be some people who are like, I'm not sticking around for this. Like I'm done now, which is fine because that's what, I mean, this is what's happening. Okay. As you ascend, as you rise, people fall away from your life. It's just, it is what it is. They're no longer in vibrational alignment with you, right? They cannot essentially exist in your reality because you're not a match. So that being said, I feel like there are going to be some who are like, I don't know who this is for or why, but I get the feeling, and I'm not going to say the name, okay? And I don't mean to offend anybody or anything like that. But there is this energy of like, you could have potentially been called like a dictator or something, right? Where it's like, I'm not sticking around to be a part of your dictatorship anymore, or I'm not going to be controlled by you, or I'm not going to take orders from you. Because there's something here about essentially like you wanting people to show up the way you want them to. And I feel like it's not happening. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But that's what this energy feels like to me. We have here as well the King in the upright or light attribute position. Enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. Which is interesting because it's a contradictory to that liberator energy as well. I mean, if the King was in reverse, that would make sense because it's this ruler or like a entitlement and like ruling without restraint and just kind of going all, willy-nilly with the with the rules and with the closing in. Like that would make so much more sense. I feel like this, yeah, thank you. I feel like you could be learning how to essentially or rather moving out of this energy and recognizing that that's what you're doing, that you're trying to control things. I feel could potentially lead you to this more enlightened state where you kind of loosen that up and allow people to be what they are without having to control them or without having to, try to reform them and make them what you think they should be. Right? Like I feel like there's something here about it really is about, I feel, moving from one way of being to a completely different other way of being. And for some of you, I feel like you could reject this. Like some of your Aquarian friends, like you may look around and be like, yeah, I see what she was talking about. I feel like some of you may not like, or may struggle deeply to transmute this energy from this tyranny to this benevolent energy, right? I feel like there's a growth here that's taking place. And I feel like this is being brought to your attention. Like essentially, like, you could move into that very kingly leadership role, but you have to release that need for controlling things. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. The beggar in reverse or shadow attribute position, dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. I don't know why I'm getting, like, do you guys notice how similar these colors are? It's wild. That might mean something to somebody. Maybe it's your favorite color. Maybe you feel very drawn to it. Purple, it's like a purple blue color. But I do feel I feel like for some of you here, there's this energy of, it's interesting because it's almost like this energy of codependency, like needing other people, not liking to be alone. And it's almost like for some of you, I feel like it's because you don't like to be, how do I word this? Like viewed as like lacking or not having enough. Like I feel like for some of you, you don't, the idea of being in this like beggar type of energy is like makes your skin crawl for some of you, which is interesting. And the only, how do I word this? Like, it's almost like it's okay if you know that you need things, but it's not okay if other people know that you need things. So for example, like, let's say you're having a conversation with one of your friends and they're like, oh, are you seeing anybody? Like, are you dating anybody? Blah, blah, blah. And instead of saying like, no, I'm not seeing anybody, I feel like for some of you, it would be more like, oh, well, I mean, I'm not dating anybody, but I'm sleeping with so-and-so. Right? Like that Aquarian emotionally detached type of energy. I feel like that's true for some of you. I don't know where the hell this is coming from. It's almost like you don't want to admit that you don't have something, right? So instead of just saying like, no, I'm not seeing anybody, you know, if it's just a friend, now this could be different if you're talking to like a romantic interest or something like that. But if you're just kicking it, talking with some friends, right? Like, I feel like there's this need of like, I don't want to admit that I don't have something, or I don't have something under control or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. But anyways, I feel like there's something here in this card for me to read with you and share with you. So let me see. I do feel like, I'm getting some fear. Some fear showing up. Some of you don't like what you're hearing right now. Some of you really don't like what you're hearing right now, and it's triggering. I can feel it. And I want to lovingly say, like, release any fears. Like, these things are being brought up for you so that you can move on from them, so they don't keep interrupting your life. Okay. So in the reverse, right, this says shadow beggar manifests as chronic dependence, lack of belief in your own abilities. Okay. And for some of you, I feel like for some of you, I don't feel like you have the ability to be alone, or to, how do I word this? It's very interesting. Like, it's almost, again, it's like that control. That's what I'm getting over and over and over again. I feel like some of you are in this energy of like, again, like extreme codependence. Like, you don't want to be alone. There's a fear of being alone. There's a fear of not having things figured out. There's a fear of lack. There's so much fear that I feel coming up. What else? Yeah, the goddess in the reverse or shadow attribute position. Exploitation of the female nature and form. Again, it's interesting to me because I feel like for some of you, there is this energy here of needing somebody. And going so far as to, oh, are you seeing anybody? No, but I'm sleeping with so-and-so. And it's like, you don't even, how do I word this? Like, I feel like for some of you, you don't even realize how sacred you are. Male, female, I don't care. again, we possess both energies, and the goddess is that feminine energy, right? So it doesn't matter to me whether you're male or female. For some of you, I feel like that codependency is so thick, or that wanting to not be alone and control things and whatever is so thick that you would, again, kind of exploit yourself in order to not feel like you're in a state of lack, right? I don't know. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm going to try to describe this as easily as I can. It's almost as if you were looking at the top, okay? So if we're thinking of like an hourglass, right? And instead of looking at it from the side as you watch sand trickle, right, from one side to the other, if you were looking at it from the top and you're watching the sand kind of run down and create this like divot and things like sinking out from underneath your feet, that's kind of how I'm seeing this. And I feel like there's this, I'm trying to explain this. So like, it's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like there's this hole within you, right? And you keep trying to fill it with sand, but it's like you don't have the perspective that you need to be able to see that things are just draining out from underneath you, right? And like this thing is not filling that hole. This act, this whatever it is not filling that hole. Like it's going to take more than just adding more sand to the hourglass for you to stop that sand from coming out from underneath your feet. I hope that makes sense. Like it's very difficult to be like this translator sometimes. So I hope that makes sense. If not, leave questions in the comments and I'll do my best. So anyways, I feel like and for those of you who are female, which I am picking up on heavily, like feminine energy here or female energy, right? And it could just be that, not necessarily like female gendered, but for those of you who are actually female, I feel like some of you have essentially like exploited your body, whatever that looks like your nature, your form. And if you're more in a masculine energy and you're a female, or it doesn't even matter, just masculine energy, wounded masculine energy at that, which would be that more controlling type of energy, that more competitive and critical type of energy, right? I feel like you may have, or you may, instead of like, it's interesting because Aquarian energy can be emotionally detached. And I feel like there's a need to control this. There's so much energy of control, you guys, so fucking much. But there's this need to like control the dynamic. And so instead of, creating a relationship or creating foundation with somebody, it's more like, I'm just going to sleep with them, and when I'm done, like, I'm done. Like, and it's not even, it's very emotionally detached, very, I want to say like irresponsible for or not even irresponsible, but like a disregard for the consequences of that, of doing that to people and the karma that it can bring back upon you even, right? Like, I don't know what this is, but it feels to me like there's a lot of things that are coming up that need to be put back into balance. And a lot of that revolves around control. A lot of that, yeah, it really does. It really, really does revolve around control. Let's see. Things can go either way. So there's decisions to be made, right? We have the Eight of Cups. Yep. Because this is walking away, disillusionment, leaving something behind. Essentially, this is leaving all the bullshit that isn't aligned with you. Cups are your emotions, your feelings, your relationships, your intuition, your spirituality, love, leaving things behind that don't serve you, emotions behind that don't serve you, like lack, separate from, like experiencing things like that, or the I'm not good enough type of thing. Like, there's things here that need to be left behind and choices need to be made, right? But here's the thing, like, for some, you could be choosing to, instead of address these things and release them for your highest good, like the Eight of Cups in the upright would indicate, because look at that cup. That one's on fire. That one's thinking like there's nothing here for her anymore. And if you look at the card, it's darker here and much brighter here with the sun in the background, because there are brighter days ahead. You leave behind the things that don't serve you so that better things can come in, right? But in the reverse, this is an energy of avoiding that, avoiding change, avoiding, or rather fearing losing things. Like, this would be the person whose fucking cup is on fire and you're like trying to go in and get it. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's on fucking fire. Leave it there. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like there's this energy here of like, things, make a choice. Leave, like, either leave this shit behind and move towards brighter days, or sit here and try to save this burning ass cup. And what the fuck are you going to do with a burnt cup? What are you going to do with it? Right? Or you have this one here that's sinking. So clearly it's not going to be beneficial because it's not going to do its job. So what, you're going to keep holding on to a broken cup and trying to drink from it and trying, like, what? No, it's not going to work. I'm sorry, friend. It's not going to work. There's choices to be made here. Keep trying to, like, do something that isn't serving you and isn't working, or leave this broken ass shit behind and move forward, right? Yes, yes. Choices need to be made, because here's the fucking wheel. I was just talking about karma. Right there. I was just talking about karma, and here's the wheel, which is a representation of karma, fate, destiny, fortune, right? The, what is the word? What is it? Cycles. Yes, thank you. The completion of cycles with a 10, right? And the reverse, it's an energy of bad luck. And guess what? For you, Aquarius, clinging to control, release fears about not having any control over things. I'm getting all this burpy fear energy coming up. Okay? Like, there's a need here. Like, you have a choice to make. Change what you're experiencing, essentially turn that wheel towards something that is going to bring about better experiences, right? That could essentially align you with your destiny, with your fate, with fortune, right? Or you have here like clinging to control. And that is the energy I've been getting this whole fucking time, which blows my mind. Because you can change things, but you've got to release that control and let fate, destiny, God do its job. Play out the way it's supposed to. Right? Like, choices. Queen of Cups. So here, like, when we look at this, as far as like there's choices to be made, there you can, it's like the Queen of Cups is very in touch with her emotions. And I feel like this is something that you're being called to do. Get in touch with your emotions, connect with them, feel them, every fucking bit of them. Right? And I feel like there's also, yeah, okay, thank you. I'm getting like sitting in your emotions, like really feeling them, allowing yourself to feel them, because for some of you, I feel like there are situations or things you've experienced where things have happened, and instead of dealing with it, you've just pushed it down, right? You've just not allowed yourself to feel it. Okay. However, as far as choices are concerned, there's a need here to be compassionate and calm and in control of your emotions and allowing yourself to feel them, right? Following your intuition, what you feel is best for you. And that's not coming from an egoic space. That's coming from a space of unconditional love, not trying to control anything at all. Anything at all, Aquarius. Okay. It's also a very, again, like sensitive and sweet and soothing energy, right? And in the reverse, insecure. And I want to lovingly say, I have met so many Aquarius females, more specifically, okay, more specifically, who act and portray this exterior persona of being super fucking confident. My shit don't stink, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. Right? And deep down, those people are so fucking insecure. And I'm not judging. It is what it is. I've been in a space where I've been incredibly insecure myself, where I've pretended like I've got it all fucking figured out and ain't got shit. Not a fucking damn thing figured out because I was so fucking insecure. Right? Like, I feel like there's a lot of growth potential here, but it does involve emotions. You have 2 cups energies coming out. Justice, karma, again, really, because it's cause and effect, right? And I look at this as like cosmic law, okay? That's how I kind of see that. Truth, fairness, law, clarity, cause and effect. There's like decisions need to be made, because if you keep doing this, like I was talking about before, I don't feel like, for some of you, I don't feel like you understand the karmic repercussions of the decisions that you've made. I really don't. Which is interesting, because we have the fucking justice card showing up. And I said as much before we even started going through these, right? In the reverse, dishonesty, unaccountability, and unfairness. Right? So like you can choose, because we have free will. You can keep choosing, right? You can choose to keep repeating the same fucking cycles, to not walk away from the shit, to keep being insecure and feeling like you need to depend on other people because you're not balanced in your own stuff. You don't love yourself. Right? And you can move out of this karmic cycle, gain some clarity about who you are and what you're supposed to be doing here. Or you can continue to lie to yourself. I mean, look at the difference in these faces. You can continue to lie to yourself, be dishonest, not take accountability for your own shit. And you're going to repeat the same shit over and over and over. And then you will say, this is so unfair. But is it though? Did you keep choosing the same bullshit when you knew you should have chosen something different? And finally, Queen of Pentacles. So first of all, let me just share that you have 2 major arcana cards out here, which I feel are, because this is a huge potential for growth for the month, right? And then you have Cups, which is your emotions and emotions and intuition and your spirituality and relationships and feelings, right? And then we have the Pentacles. Now, what's really, really interesting about this Queen of Pentacles is that in the reverse, okay, this is an energy of being sometimes smothering, which there's that control coming up, okay? Jealous, also controlling energy. Ooh, I just got this thing come in. So if you've done this, there could be something in here for you. But I've got this energy of like, oh, we're just sleeping together. But then you start getting like jelly, when they're talking to other people. And that person's like, but wait a minute, you said we were just sleeping together. What are we doing? Oh, I'm not saying, I'm just saying if you're like, okay, I've been there, right? Like there's something here for you. And then this could also be like that self-centered type of energy, which is very, I mean, let's be real, like that self-centeredness is what is like, I need to have things go my way. I'm not going to be concerned about how you feel or what you need, but I need my needs fulfilled, right? Like this is what I'm picking up on here. And I want to say that this Queen of Pentacles, though, can be very beneficial energy, like in that lower vibrational frequency or resistant energy of being self-centered and jealous and needing to control the things. Like you're just, I mean, it's really like repeating the same shit, which is weird as fuck because it shows up at the end of the line here. Like, are you going to keep repeating the same stuff? Queen of Pentacles in the upright is someone who feels very secure about themselves, which is interesting because it comes after talking about this Queen of Cups, which in the reverse is incredibly fucking insecure. This is somebody who's very secure, not just in themselves, but in their environment. They know they have all the resources they need. They don't question, right? They just know. They're very practical. Also, like, I feel like this can be like a difficult energy to combat at times because the Queen of Pentacles can be like, very like, I'm in my comfort zone and I like it here, right? But I feel like there's an energy here of moving more into that patient, nurturing energy and allowing that it's all about me and that smothering, jealous type of energy, let that go. But there, again, there's choices to be made. Wow. Fascinating because the tarot card that did show up in an actual direction is the Ten of Pentacles. So I do feel like there's something here about balancing out your emotions, your feelings with your physical world. Because you have 2 Cups cards and 2 Pentacles cards that have come out from the tarot. And 2 major arcana. So if I'm being true, I feel like this is really like balancing your emotions and your spirituality and your feelings with your physical world, your finances, your stability, right? But 10 of Pentacles in the reverse is lack of stability, lack of resources, fleeting success. And here's the thing. It's fascinating to me that this energy of fleeting success comes out when we have a king and we have all these cards that are like choices need to be made. What are you choosing? Because I feel like depending on your choice, if you choose to just keep sitting in this nonsense, if it applies to you, I feel like there's this energy of like things crumbling from like all around you, which is interesting. I'm actually surprised that this isn't a tower, because that's more the energy I'm getting is like things crumbling around you, your home life falling apart, your finances falling apart, your job not working out, your living arrangement not working out, your car not working out, your body not working out. And what I mean by that is like not working for you, like dis-ease and illness. Now, Aquarius, I'm not a doctor. I cannot and do not give medical advice. So seek treatment for anything that you feel necessary. But I feel like this could also create dis-ease in your body, illness in your body. So choose. I mean, I don't know a gentler way to put that. Choose. What is your experience? We have here, so why is this happening? Crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, holy experiences, miraculous energy. And the thing of it is I feel like this is meant to be cracking you open, as it were. And I feel like this is important because you're meant to be seeing things from a different perspective. And I feel like once you sink into that and start moving with that energy versus resisting it, I feel like you're going to have incredible experiences. And I think it's going to change the way you look at things. Yes, yes, thank you. It's like reforming yourself in the best way. Some of you, I feel, have lost your connection with source, with God, the creator, whatever you call it. And for some of you, I feel like this is happening. So you can, interesting, because this is kind of how it happened to me, like getting backed into a corner essentially, so that you need to reestablish that connection with God for some of you. I mean, that's interesting because we're talking about creator and God. And here we also have angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. Why is this important, right? Why is this happening for you right now? I feel like it's to show you like you are safe, right? Without having to control all the things. And if you choose to, you can lean into that angelic team that surrounds you. You're never alone. And ask for help, support, encouragement, strength, courage. And I feel like this is meant to be teaching you that you are safe, again, without having to control anything. We also have here Sirius star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. And that's really an energy that's coming through very strongly here as I'm connecting, is push through, right? It is this energy of like, look, and isn't this interesting? Look at how similar in color these cards are. It's wild. Push through. Like this, the need to control things is a very difficult pattern to break. It's a difficult mindset to break. And I feel like this is showing up to say, push through. Like it's worth it for you to do that. I feel like this is showing you how strong you truly are. And I don't mean strong in the way that you portray to other people, what you would like other people to believe about your strength. I feel like this is literally just you truly coming to an understanding about how strong you are on your own 2 feet, without the need for constant stimulation for some of you, and without the need for another person. So what changes might come from going through this energy, or why is this important for your soul journey? The second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. I feel like you're being given essentially a second chance by the creator to really step into who you're supposed to be without needing to control, without needing to fix, without needing to box things in, as it were, without needing to be kind of withdrawn or detached or impersonal. Right? Like, I feel like this is about you really stepping into who you're supposed to be. Like, truly. Right? And to be quite honest, like, I feel like who you're supposed to be truly does have, like, it has something to do with you. And I know this is like Aquarian energy, but like, has to do with you showing up for yourself as this original independent being who's very intelligent and very humanistic, right? Without needing to be detached from it all. It's like getting more in sync with those higher vibrational Aquarius energies and releasing the lower vibrational ones. I just heard like Virgo. So some of you may have Virgo in your chart, and that can make this very difficult as well. Which is interesting because I'm fairly certain. Yes, no. Oh yeah, okay. I totally, for some, like, I was totally thinking for a minute that the Queen of Pentacles was Virgo energy, but it's actually Capricorn. Similar, though. Very similar. Very similar. Very disciplined type of energy. Very strategic type of energy. So we do have also here the sacred union, beloved within inner and outer relationships. And yes, why is this important? What changes might this bring? Because I feel like there's something here about you reconnecting with your soul self and learning how to love you. Because I feel like for many of you, and this again doesn't apply to everyone because I feel like some of you have overcome this. I feel like there's like a need for you to love you because I feel like some of you really don't, no matter how much you portray to others that you do. And I feel like once you start loving yourself, like really, truly, 100, unconditionally, I feel like your outer relationships are going to change drastically. And finally, the thorn. Yeah, protection, boundaries, clear communication, clear communication. What was I saying at the beginning of this reading? It feels to me like some of you are trying to express yourselves and not are struggling. Clear communication. These changes could come in. That communication could clear up, right? And be more, what's the word? Could be easier to express once you release this lower vibrational shit. Because it's almost like that's what's blocking you from really getting out what you need to. And I feel like part of it is because you don't even fucking know. Like you think you know, but you don't know. Right? So you're trying to like make moves from a space where you don't even know what the fuck is going on. And so there's this energy of like needing to let this shit go so you can figure out who you really are and communicate clearly from that space. Not from your wound, your ego, your programming, your trauma, your whatever. Like, no. And I feel like there is a need for you to know, like, I feel like you learn boundaries with other people through this. Not only for yourself, but like understand the concept of boundaries for other people and that their boundaries may not look the way your boundaries look. There's something here too for some of you about learning how to let people just be instead of trying. And maybe I said this already, but instead of trying to fix them or trying to mold them into what you think they should be. So I feel like you learn boundaries. You learn that people protect themselves through boundaries, with boundaries. And maybe you need them. Maybe people are putting up boundaries, like their own boundaries, and you're on the, we'll say for, you know, explanation, that you are on the outside of that boundary. And I feel like for some of you, you're like, what the fuck? I don't understand this. But as you heal yourself, you're like, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. Right? So for Divine Masculine energy for the month of September, we have here first, Lovesick by Kirtan. But you're perfect and you don't believe it. It's like you don't see it. Not at all. And I feel like this is about you looking at yourself, whether you are in masculine or feminine energies or both, male or female, I don't care. I feel like there's an opportunity, again, there's a lot of insecurity type of energies showing up here. And I feel like this is about you truly seeing you instead of seeing you through the eyes of who you think other people see you as. Right? I think this is about you discovering who you are, truly. From your soul, from your heart, from your truth. Not from all the shit. I apologize, this ink is super light. I created this deck, so I apologize. I didn't realize like the light would drown it out so much, so I do apologize for that. But we also have here for the Divine Masculine, Pieces by Andrew Bell. There's too much smoke, too much to see it. There's too much broke to feel this. I love you. I love you. And all of your pieces. Again, what I was saying, you cannot make this shit up. I feel like this is about you learning how to love yourself, truly. Like really, really. Like fucking God loves you, right? That's how I'm seeing this. Like this is about you, like not half-ass loving yourself, right? And I feel like there's been a lot of smoke, as it were, in your life where it's almost like you've been putting mask after mask after mask after mask on and have been unable to see through your own shit how magnificent you truly are. And I feel like this is what's coming up for you for the month of September, Divine Masculine. I feel like you've tricked yourself into believing things that are not true about yourself. And for Divine Feminine, we have Ready for Action by Lee Richardson. Goodbye to the girl you know. Hello to the one who runs the show. Coming at you like a tornado. I hope you're ready for action. And that's the thing, Divine Feminine. Like, I just got chills all in my heart space because the divine, okay, if you're in Divine Feminine energy, even if you're balanced between the two, if you're in Divine Feminine energy, I feel like it's this space of stepping into your power. Again, aligning with who you're supposed to be, recognizing how amazing you really are underneath all the shit, all of the masks, the makeup, the clothing, the things. And bursting out of all of that shit and shining like the fucking star that you are. And I'm not making this shit up. For those of you who don't know, Aquarius is represented in the tarot by the star. And that's not an accident. You're meant to be leading people, so be a fucking leader. All right? That is what I have for you for the month of September, Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate your time and your energy. I'm so very grateful for you. Thank you so much. It's been such a privilege to read for you. If you found that something here resonated with you, please do the YouTube things by liking, sharing, and or subscribing. It really does help the channel to grow and tells YouTube that there might be something here that's valuable for someone else. So I truly do appreciate that. Have an incredibly powerful and expansive month. Take care of your beautiful, beautiful soul. I'm sending you so much love and tons of hugs, and I hope to see you on the next one.